What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've done a project video, so I wanted to show you what's on my bench right now. So this is what we believe to be another Bob Long Signature Series Autococker. It doesn't look to be as complete and original as one of the previous ones I worked on that still had the bird cage going around the cocking rod back here. This one actually looks like it has been, this back block has been cut and fairly well done. It's a pretty clean cut there and milled to make it a little lighter weight and to make it more of a standard back block style. This has a benchmark expansion chamber, and the owner wants to use a POPS ASA, which is pretty new compared to the gun. Up front here we have a clippered ram, and this is actually a really old ANS LPR. I didn't think it was an ANS at first until I saw the logo, because it actually looks quite a bit similar to an early Palmers LPR. But looks like a Teso three-way, and then actually a low pressure chamber of some sort here. Not quite sure on the model on that, but obviously the most unique thing about this is the Bob Long Signature Series frame. And then I'm not sure where these panels came from. They're really neat though, and they match the red anodizing almost perfectly. So kind of a neat addition here. What the owner wants me to do, this is obviously not really in a working state. You can see like this hose isn't even hooked up, and everything's just kind of loose here. The owner would like me to put on a brand new Palmers Quick Pro kit. I haven't worked with this particular kit before, but it's basically a brand new kit from Palmers that has the brass ram. It looks like a QEV on the end too. The quick switch three-way or four-way, however you want to slide that one, but and then the full-size LPR. And I was a little surprised that they still make these in the brass color, but it's really would be a great way to bring a old autococker like this up to new parts and kind of breathe some new life back into them. So stay tuned for more on this, and we'll see what it looks like inside once I start digging into it. Stay tuned. Alright, just want to do a quick update before I start cleaning here. So I've got the body completely torn down, including the valve and all lower internals. And as you can see, it's in really good shape. There are a few dings and such here and there, but it's actually in pretty good shape considering it's 20 years old or more. I don't see any issues with threads, which is good. That's always good. Threads are really hard to fix. But yeah, just excuse me, generally needs a good cleaning. You can see, ball detent's pretty crusty. The valve probably hasn't been removed. It's been a while. This is almost the grease, or whatever lube they used on this is actually almost waxy. It's so old and nasty. So I'm really glad I took the whole lower section apart. The hammer is in pretty good shape. It just needs to be cleaned, but it's not overly rusty or anything. I do need to do I probably have to disassemble the trigger frame, just because that trigger plate and sear are a little bit rusty and probably need to be polished up a little bit. Other than that, the only other kink I noticed is that this timing rod is actually not compatible with this coupler. When you've been doing this long enough, you find out that there are actually two sizes for the threads for these. There's 540 thread, and then there's 632. In this case, this coupler is actually the finer 540 thread, and the timing rod is 632. So this actually does not thread into that, and probably never was. Also, you might be able to tell here, this is actually slightly bent right here. So I am checking with the gun owner to see if he would like to use one of my parts on hand, which is a much newer timing rod and coupler. So stay tuned for more. I'll get this cleaned up and shined up and put back together. Alright guys, it's been a while since I've done a video on this, so hopefully I cover all the bases. So I got all the, it's a Palmer pneumatics kit for the front. That's what the owner wanted to put on it. This is actually brand new. Even though it's brass, it's brand new from Palmer's. Pretty sweet. You can also see you've got the vertical stabilizer on here, which I had to rebuild. And yeah, it's looking really good. This is my barrel just for testing. You can see it's gassed up right now. There's no leaks. When I first gassed it up with this current setup here, the valve it came with started leaking down the barrel. Let me see if I can show you what happened here with it. So there's a little green seal on it there that just blew right out, and that's what caused the issue. It's probably just because it's so old. That's probably supposed to be, I don't know, kind of like a urethane kind of seal, and it's just really old and just blew right out when the hammer hit it a few times. So had the owner order a brand new CCM valve, which are really great, fairly inexpensive brand new valves, and now it's sounding really good. I got it gassed up. I've got it chronographed in the ballpark of about 280 to 290, and it sounds really great. So I think this one is pretty much ready to go. Had a lot of bumps along the way, including trying to get the right springs for it and the valve, and then rebuilding the regulator and such. But it looks really good, and I think the owner will be really happy with it.